for the right to go to the Super Bowl. He has time and he launches a rainbow and it goes up and it's starting to come down to the end zone. And down there it is juggled and in the end zone.
Oh my!
Drop! The ball hit the turf. The Steelers are headed to Phoenix.
Maddox in the shotgun. 2nd and goal at the 3.
Gain of about 3 yards on the play. They move the football to the 10-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
And you have the feeling that the way this football game is going, the two defenses slugging it out, that a break could very well decide it. For example, a nice fumble here on this 2nd down play at the 10-yard line.
All right, let's see what he can do now from his own 10-yard line. Tark lines them up. Split end to the left, flanker set to the right side. Tarkenton calling the signals. And here's Tarkenton handing it off. There's a fumble. The ball is loose. Tarkenton goes for it in the end zone. It's an automatic safety. 2 points. The handoff was bobbled and went back into the end zone. Tarkenton recovered it to prevent the touchdown. As Lambert came in to cover him, it was an automatic safety. He recovered it in the end zone. 2 points. Pittsburgh and the Steelers have a 2-0 lead in the Super Bowl.
And what did I say? I said a break would very well decide this game. I said, for example, a nice sweet fumble on this 2nd down play at the 10-yard line. Tarkenton on the handoff hit his running back on the hip with the football. It squirted loose. The Steelers couldn't get it. Tarkenton did, but he got it just inside the end zone, and the Steelers have taken a 2-0 lead. And would it be something if we end up with a 2-0 Super Bowl? I, for one, will take it.
I, for one, will take it. Boy, Myron had a special way about him, didn't he? I mean, he was special. And so was Jack Fleming. I remember that Super Bowl. I guess I'm that old now at 59 years of age. I remember that Super Bowl. Guess it would have made me about 9 or 10 years old, man. And I love me some football. I love me some Steelers football. How could I not? I grew up in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. I pedaled my little bike right up to St. Vincent's. You know, I had my Evel Knievel handlebars. Who didn't in the mid-'70s? And what we did, for you kids that don't know this, on your spokes of your bike, see, you get a playing card out of your dad's playing cards. He hated that because it was always the ace of spades. You know, you had to be cool. It had to be the ace of spades. You get a little clothespin, which you kids sure don't know what a clothespin is. And you'd put that right there on it, fix it on the fender snap there, and then your car, your little bike would go like a motorcycle. Days of yore. Days of yore. Bill Hillgrove will be missed. I have no idea who the next young man will be that is given the mantle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of change in the air for the Steelers these days, isn't there? It's very disconcerting, whether it be the head coach talk or quarterback talk. But when you lose a pillar of the Steelers community, a pillar of the Pittsburgh community, do you know how much money Bill has raised for Toys for Tots at Christmas? Nobody knows. He does this little shindig out in Monroeville every year. It's kind of a private affair. But anybody that happens to walk into the bar out there in Murraysville is part of the affair that night. And Bill has devoted his time for years to help kids out at Christmas. And that is really special. There's an old saying I tend to hang my hat on. And I've seen it and you've seen it too. And the old saying goes like this: money doesn't make a man. Money doesn't make a man. It unmasks him. Or her. Let's say old Uncle Larry. You know, he was kind of shirk about, never really could hold on to a job. And one day, Uncle Larry hit the jackpot for $500 million. Next thing you know, old Uncle Larry there, he thinks he's special. He thinks he's important because he got some money in his pocket. He didn't come by an earnest way. He just got a rub-off ticket down there at the Elks Club in Steubenville. Money doesn't make a man. It unmasks him. When you see somebody get success, oftentimes that comes with money. it goes to their head. But just as often, it doesn't go to their head. Whether it's their upbringing that their parents instilled in them, whether it's their religious faith, whether it's just an inner compass in them that says, be humble when success is bestowed upon you. The biblical quote, in effect, is, for those that are given much, much is expected. For those who are given much, much is expected. For those who are given much, much is expected. Meaning, if God graces you with money and talent and fame, you know you're supposed to give back in some way. And Bill Hillgrove did do that. He will be missed. So, I'm going to throw it to a couple of his clips right now from throughout the years and see if you can remember some of these great memories that will forever live in Stil'rs history.
Here we go for the right to go to the Super Bowl. He has time and he launches a rainbow and it goes up and it's starting to come down to the end zone. And down there it is juggled and in the end zone. Oh my! Drop! The ball hit the turf. The Stil'rs are headed to Phoenix.
Maddox in the shotgun. 2nd and goal at the 3. Stil'rs down by 5. They go with a draw handoff. It falls into the end zone for the Pittsburgh Stil'rs touchdown. Chris Fuamatu-Ma'afala gets the go-ahead touchdown for the Pittsburgh Stil'rs. How about them apples? 2nd and goal at the 5. The give to the right, and the bus waits. The bus drives, and the bus gets to the goal line. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! Jerome Bettis and the Bears were trying to tackle him, but they just could not. If you would say, show me what the bus is all about, I'd play that play for you. That's what the bus is all about. Here's the give to Jerome. He hesitates.
Oh,
the ball is fumbled.
He picked
and the
it up.
Colts pick it up.
No.
Look out.
Oh, my gosh.
Nick Harper has it. He's running.
My gosh.
And Big Ben can't.
Somebody
he tackles
tackle him.
He tackles him at the
Oh,
43-yard line. Jerome Bettis, who rarely fumbles at the goal line. Nick Harper picks it up, and the Colts are still alive with 1:09 to go. We get a low snap. The ball is down. Vanderjagt's kick is on its way. That kick is long enough, high enough, and it's no good.
No good. He missed it.
It's no good.
Oh, man.
It's no good. A bootleg left, and Ben dives for the goal line, and he's going to be caught short of the... No! It's a touchdown, Pittsburgh! Ben hit the chalk, bootlegging on the keeper left. And they pitch it to the left, and now here's the handoff on the reverse to Antoine Randall. He's going to throw it down the field. There's a man open. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! Hines Ward! The Stil'rs score from 43 out on a gadget play that they worked on in practice on Friday. The game is over. The Pittsburgh Stil'rs did it the hard way. They come to Detroit with a job well done. Baltimore 3 for 12 on 3rd down.
So what was your favorite play out of those memories from Billy we just listened to? I think for me, out of that montage set, and for me it's one of the greatest plays in Stil'rs history. Look, to me, Ben Roethlisberger is one of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time. He is. He is. He is. To do what Ben did when Maddox goes down in 2004 and have the career he did was remarkable. Ben's tackle against the Colts was unbelievable. It's one of my top probably 10 plays for me in Stil'rs history. We're going to get to my number 1 favorite play later on to finish this segment up. But as I mentioned, you know, I've had the opportunity to share a few pints with Billy along the way. And I've enjoyed it. Hey, you're listening to Stil'rs Chalk Talk and a little bit golfing around here later on in the show. Here on Fox Sports Net Wheeling Pittsburgh. I'm your host, Tank Tantlinger. Here every Saturday morning, whether we're talking Stil'rs, Penguins, or golf. Man, golf season's going to ramp up real soon. Go see my buddy Rich up there at the Wheeling Country Club Rich runs the Wheeling Country Club. He's the pro up there, and he's just a darn nice fellow. And you may recognize him from the Rich Conwell Golf Show. He'll be teeing it up all summer long. So, here's the thing. If you don't know this, I played left bench at Pitt. There was the mascot, the water cooler, and me, and I sat there and watched everybody else play. Was supposed to play a little fullback, and that didn't happen. It's kind of hard to... I was fast. Then I wasn't fast. I broke my big right toe. If you've never played football on the AstroTurf of the 80s and 70s, you have no idea what it's like to play on basically carpet with cement. Anyway, snap, there went the big toe, and there went the speed, and hello, United States Army. So, Billy and I were at training camp in Latrobe a couple years ago, and I asked him to do me a favor. Could you just, for the imagination, for the theater of the mind, or at least my warped mind, just, Billy, give me a call that Tank finally scores a touchdown for his beloved and your beloved Pitt Panthers. And Billy, always a consummate gentleman, did this for me.
.org. See it right there? We put it there for you. So do a kindness. Say thanks, Bill, for all your years for announcing the Pitt football games. Do you remember me when I played left bench for Coach Fazio? I was right between the mascot and the water cooler. I sat there like, you remember me at all?
Yeah. When the coach called you, it was like, what's your name again?
Yeah. Dude, here, just remember that. All right? Just so I can, in my mind, all right, I need you to do this for me. Tantlinger fullback takes a handoff and goes off 30-yard rumble against Notre Dame. Hold on a second, James. Get it, Bill.
Okay. We line up first and goal at the 2. There's a handoff to Tank, the fullback. He takes the right guard and the nose tackle into the end zone, and they fall together in a big pile up for a touchdown.
Ah, Pitt! Oh my God, I finally scored a touchdown for Pitt. Thanks, Hillgrove.
So there you go. Immortalized by the one, the only, Bill Hillgrove. And I swear to goodness, that's the closest I ever got to the end zone playing for my Pitt Panthers. Hey, you're listening to, Stil'rs Chalk Talk and Golfing Around this week on Fox Sports Net, Wheeling, Pittsburgh. I'm your host, Tank Tantlinger. Another great memory I got to share with you. Let me take a drink of water here, because this is going to be long-winded. That's water, but I can assure you back in 2000, in Mexico City, Mexico, when your Steelers were taking on the Baltimore Colts, well, they were in Indy at that point, in a preseason game. Do you remember that in 2000 from Mexico City? Kent Graham was your quarterback. Who, Tank? Kent Graham. Look him up. He was your quarterback briefly. It was an incredible time in Mexico City. The world's largest soccer stadium at that time, 130,000 people. Yeah, you heard me correct. At that time, it was the largest soccer stadium in the world. I think they put 180 in Penn State now. It was unbelievable. And every single one of those fans was a Steelers fan. It was a home game for the Steelers, man. Thing was, they sequestered both teams in the hotel and the journalists. So what does that mean? Can't leave no hotel. Mexico City's a dangerous place. Yeah, well, not if you're me. So stay with me on this story a little bit. So I don't know if you know this as well. I used to be the voice of Steelerman on KDKA radio with Rob Pratt. Steelerman on KDKA was Tank. And of course, Steelerman had his cape and his nylons and his gloves and his super abilities and powers. One of my favorite pictures I have on my office wall to this day is me hugging Myron. Both of us were feeling no pain. And Bill Hillgrove, of course, feeling no pain down in Mexico way. And it's 24 years later now. 24 years later, a blink of an eye. Kids, live your dreams. Build a rocket ship, fly to the moon, whatever, Mars, whatever your dream is, live it. Because I can tell you, and your parents and grandparents will tell you, 24 years in a blink of an eye. But that's a great memory I have from Bill, both of them. Him calling the tank, scoring a touchdown for the Pitt Panthers against Notre Dame. Never happened, but it did in my mind. And of course, the Drink Fest in Old Mexico. Well, that actually ended up at about midnight with a very inebriated Steeler man standing beside Phil Simms, who's all about 6'5" and pretty full of himself. Made some smart-ass comment. I don't know if I can say that on air, but and Steeler man in his cape and nylons looked at Phil Simms because Steeler man is from Pittsburgh. And I looked at Phil Simms and I said, "Let's play a game. I'll be Lawrence Taylor, you be Phil Simms." Hut! And I literally tackled him and lifted him up at his waist and had him up in the air and was flinging him around. And he was screaming for me to put him down. Actually referred to it the next day on the CBS national broadcast of the game. I got 15 seconds of airtime on CBS. They were searching the crowd. Is that him? No. Is that him? We'll taser him if we find him. Hey, I want to throw it back to some of Bill's calls here. And they're two of my favorites because I was at the game, the Super Bowl, in Tampa. To me, James Harrison's catch, interception and run for Super Bowl TD is the second greatest play in Steelers history, to me, behind Franco's immaculate reception, the immaculate interception by James Harrison, followed shortly thereafter by San Antonio's game-winning touchdown. Let's hear Billy Hillgrove's call.
They're back. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked off. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25-30, 35-40. Still on his feet at the 45 and down. No, he's still on his feet. Here comes Harrison jumping over people to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. And that's a touchdown from Pittsburgh. An amazing play by James Harrison. He picked off a pass that started at the 2-yard line, weaved his way through people.
That is the biggest play of this football game.
Gets the snap. He scrambles around, throws it back corner of the end zone. Santonio with a touchdown! Santonio Holmes! I don't know how he did it! Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie doesn't know how he did it, but they ruled touchdown in the far right corner of the end zone.
What a throw, what a catch, what a game! That's how you beat great! That's how you